question number 8. All right. So question number 8 is dealing with exponential rules. All right. So the exponential rules we're going to be doing is product rule and power rule. Okay. So let's try to do the first question. Okay. So the first question, I see a parentheses. All right. Anytime I see a parentheses, I think about power rule. So again, anytime that you see a parentheses, you think about what? Power rule. Okay. So with power rule, it means that when you see that parentheses, you're going to multiply the exponents on the inside of the parentheses and the outside of the parentheses. All right. So the exponent for this P is a 3. This -4 is also in the parentheses and it also has an exponent. All right. The exponent for that -4 is a 1. So when you don't see an exponent, you always assume that exponent is a 1. All right. So with using power rule, that means that this 3 on the outside is going to be multiplied by this 3 right here and that 1 right here. So I would end up having -4 to the 1 times 3 is 3. So -4 to the third power. Then I would have P and then multiply 3 by 3, I get 9. Okay. So all I would do now is just put this into my calculator because I cannot simplify P to the 9th anymore. Okay. So -4 to the third power, I know what that is, but you can put it in your calculator if you would like. Okay. So you would put it like this in your calculator, because if you put it otherwise, you will not get the correct thing. So put it like that. So parentheses -4 to the third power. All right. That's how you should put in your calculator. And you will get negative 16, or sorry, negative 64. Okay. And then the P to the 9th, you bring it down. Okay. So again, when you do -4 to the third power, you're technically saying -4 times -4 times -4. All right. The P to the 9th, I'm going to write it again. -4 times -4 is positive 16. 16 times -4 is -64. So that is technically what you're calculating if we did it by hand and did not use a calculator. If you use a calculator, you have to put that parentheses. Okay. So let's try to do the next one. Okay. So again, here I see a parentheses, but do you see an exponent on the outside of that parentheses? No. All right. Do you see an exponent on the outside of this parentheses? No. All our exponents are on the inside. So that means we're not using power rule. All right. So again, because there's no exponent on the outside, just like this one had one on the outside, both of these are inside of the parentheses. So we're not using power rule. We're using product rule. Okay. It's product rule means that you multiply. All right. So when we're multiplying things, all right, that have the same base, we're going to add the exponents. Let's multiply the numbers first. So 2 times -4 is -8. So I multiply the like terms. Okay. So that's how we got the -8 when we multiply. All right. Now we're going to multiply t to the third by t to the third. All right. When you multiply things that have the same base, you add exponents. So I'm adding 3 and 3. All right. So I'm adding 3 and 3. Okay. So the -8, I'm going to bring it down, and 3 plus 3 is 6. And that would be my answer. All right. So again, just that easy. Okay. Here I see an exponent on the outside of this parentheses. So I'm using power rule. All right. Technically, this -8 also has an exponent. That exponent is a 1. So again, with power rule, means that this 2 that's right here is going to be multiplied by each of these exponents. Okay. So this will now become -8 to the 1 times 2 is 2. So -8 to the second power. All right. And then this would be a 5 times 2 is to the 10th power. Okay. So we're going to put this in our calculator. So -8 squared means -8 multiplied by -8, which you should know is positive 64. If you did not know that, you can put it in your calculator like this. This is how you have to put in your calculator. And then the a to the 10th power, you just bring it down. And that is our answer. All right. All right, guys. So let's try the next one. All right. So the next one, I see parentheses, but do you see any numbers outside of the parentheses for both of these? No, so I don't see any number outside of the parentheses, okay? So that means I'm not doing power rule, okay? I'm gonna be doing product rule. So when we're doing product rule, first you're gonna multiply the numbers. So 10 times 4 is 40, okay? And then we're gonna multiply the bases, okay? But when you multiply things that have the same base, you add exponents, all right? So we would be doing x to the 5 plus the 3. So again, we add the exponents because that's what we're multiplying, all right? So the 40 you bring down, and 5 plus 3 is 8. So my answer is 40x to the 8th power, and that is it.